Alright, so I'm going to be changing the transmission filter with the fluid. I got Amsoil CVT fluid. I got 8 quarts so I could flush it out and add some more fluid in. Probably should have went with Honda OEM fluid to flush it and then put this at the end. But yeah, I spent like over 100 bucks. So pretty much what I'm going to start doing is draining the car, get all the fluid out, and then I'm probably just going to fill it. And after that, I'm going to drive it around, go through the gears, drain it again, and change the filter. And then go from there. I think I should be all right. Because I don't want to change the filter first, because I feel like if I change the filter first, there's still some fluid in the trans, or old fluid in the trans. And you know what I mean? I'd just rather just do that. I did go over the miles. This car has been lacking getting the fluid change on the trans, so don't be like me. Make sure you get it done. I think it's like every 30,000 miles or 40,000 miles. I went over that. So anyways, I'm just gonna show you guys what to do. This holds 4 quarts. That's why I got 8 quarts. So I'm gonna start draining. All right, so your drain plug's right here. You're just gonna pull towards yourself. It's on there pretty good. So you guys saw that, smack my freaking hand. So get your drain plan, put it there, and then it's just gonna come out. And what you're gonna do is once it starts coming down, you're gonna go up top, unplug the fill plug. So see how that come out. See how it's kind of just burping. So now I'm gonna release the fill plug and it'll come out more. Oops. Move this right there. Let's let a little bit more drip out and then we'll open it up. And I dropped it in there. Oh well, I'll get it. Just let it drain out. You see there's a lot of stuff on this. Let me start taking this stuff. Clean it off. You see there's a lot of gunk on this. Like I said, I went over and yeah. Just gonna let that drip dry. I'm gonna clean this up real quick. I got some degreaser that gets around there real quick without it staining the driveway. Alright, so while that was going, I just put Dawn everywhere on the oil. It kind of helps pick it up. So I'll wash that down once I'm done. So now you plug it back up, and then I'm gonna fill it, go for a drive through all the gears, and then drain it out again. 3/8 drive. Alright, so I put the funnel in there. Now I'm going to add 4 quarts, and then I'm just going to drive it around. Probably going to go take this to O'Reilly's to drain the rest of the oil, and then should be good. Just going to use this big plan next time. So, alright, and here's what I got. Ordered this online. Got 8 of these, so 4 quarts to go in, and then change the filter and go for it. Yeah. Alright, so I'm pretty much just cruising it, and I'm just going to cycle through the gears, going through all the way to low, second, and drive. And then, yeah, just going to drive around for a bit, let the fluids mix in there, get all the old mix with the old fluid, and then flush it. All right, so now that I drove it around for a bit, went through all the gears, I'm gonna start changing the filter, but I'm just gonna drain it again, and then once it's all said and done. All right, so after you come back from driving it and going through all the gears, just drain it again, which I'll start doing. And then also too, before you drain, take your battery out. So I ordered my filter online, so I went on Rock Auto, and this comes with a crush washer, which I don't know if that goes in the plug or not, which it looks like it does, but we'll figure that out right now. And yeah, I'm gonna get started. Okay, so for starters, I'm gonna be doing the battery first before I drain it. So get your 10 mil, I already loosened it up. Be careful when you're doing the battery. Don't touch this while you're touching the positive, because it'll spark. You will get shocked. Negative, it's not gonna do anything, but the positive, it will. Make sure you get a long socket for this. You can see that comes off, and then that comes out. There's a little hole for the battery. Let's set that aside. Let's pull this battery out. Let me set this down. Well, I guess you have to pull this out first. And get your battery. Set this down. Pull this out. Make sure you can just dump that out. Man, this engine bay needs a lot of cleaning. Right. Here we drain this. This time I'm using a longer, so I don't make a mess. The fluid's a little clear now, as you can see it. And I'm gonna throw this in here because it catches it. So I'm gonna unplug the top again, and then it'll come up, but yeah, it's clear. All right, so while that drains, I wanna go over a couple things. So I was gonna remove the battery tray for easier access, but there's a few more stuff you have to take out, and I'm not gonna deal with it. But I did find a way to get the trans filter little housing off without doing that. So you're gonna want to get a stubby 1/2-inch extension, and then you just use like a Harbor Freight. I mean, you can use a short stubby socket, 12 millimeter, but this is going to be for the bottom bolt. So this will get the bottom bolt on the housing, and the way you can access it is just going from this way. This might get in your way, but it'll be enough room to break it, to break the bolt loose. And then to get the top ones, you could just use a regular longer extension, and you could just feed the ratchet right here, and it'll go and grab it. And then same thing right here for this other bolt, you can feed it right there, and that'll get it as well. So for now, I'm gonna let this drain, let it completely drain, and then I'll plug it back up, and I'll start taking this off. And before I do anything else, that little crush washer was for the drain plug. Hopefully you guys can see that. So here's the crush washer, the original crush washer. Let me put this there. There's a bracket, and then here's the, not bracket, sorry. There's the gasket. I'm not sure what this goes to be honest. I don't know why they gave me this gasket. I don't know. But here's the crush washer. So I'm gonna save this crush washer for later on. And be careful not to drop this. I just dropped this by accident. It slipped out of my hands while trying to turn my GoPro on. And yeah, so I'm just gonna put that on here. This looks like the soft side and the flat side. So yeah, just pay attention to your crush washer just looks like this is more flat than this side. So obviously I'm just gonna put this here so it just seats on there nicely. And I'm gonna keep this just for extra. And then here's your small little filter that goes to the trans. It's tiny. It also has some gaskets. I'm sorry, O-rings. Yeah, so I'm gonna let this go real quick and then I'm gonna plug it up and I'll take that out. And for one of my viewers that were concerned about the jack or whatever, the car being in the jack and all that, when I said do a bump test, all you do is just get your back or your butt or whatever, put on the quarter panel and bump the car. And by doing that is, or what that does is it pretty much just makes sure that this is not going to fall or collapse. So you're shaking the car while you're not underneath it to make sure you're safe. Alright guys, so now I'm going to take this filter out and I'm going to leave the car jacked up like this because I'm just able to get this under there and my pan, and it's probably going to be a little bit messy and I don't want to clean up more oil than what I have to. So I'm going to get started. So for starters, I'm going to take the two top bolts out. Should be only be 3. Socket size is a 12. And I kind of already broke these loose. And then next way, what I did is I came around over here, looked under here, and you could kind of see it. I don't know if I can get it to see on the GoPro, but you can kind of see the bolt from this little pocket of where the battery tray ends. So and I'm on it. And that's it. So just break it loose and then you can spin it off. I'm probably gonna disconnect my ratchet here. And just spin this off by this. If the bolt falls, it's okay. You can get it on your splash shield. It's not hard. If you have a magnet, it makes it 10 times faster and easier. But all I'm doing is just turning it and it's loose. And there it goes. But I'll get that right now. No biggie. Alright, I'm gonna get this bottom one. So to do that, swap your stubbies. Come under here. And you can feel it. Hang on. This kind of rips your skin apart right there. Your bolt is like right here, so it's hard to get it because there's a wire there. Mind you, I kind of broke it loose. I got it right there. What's stopping me is this radiator hose. And you can already see the housing's already loose. So again, I'm just gonna break away my ratchet here so I can keep the stubby. Now I'm gonna... Alright, sorry, my battery died, so put a new battery in. All right, so as you can see, it is dripping. I didn't take the bolt all the way out, but it's still dripping everywhere. And I got my old bolt back. All I did is flick the bottom here of the plate. And yeah, so let me throw this. You can see the housing is very loose. So I'm just gonna take away this bolt and we should be good. There it is. So put that there. And then this housing just pulls off. And there it is. There's your little filter. Let's see if you guys can see that. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a pick and I'm just gonna grab it from the middle and pull it out. So you got two O-ring, or two O-rings right here. So that's probably what they are. Okay. So do not scratch this housing right here. You gotta be very careful not to scratch that. All right, so I spoke too soon. I do have a pick. So let's see if I get this little guy in there. Yeah, he's not gonna come out. Let's see if I can wiggle him. Oh, there he is. So I think you guys can see that, hopefully. Got it. So let's hold the bracket there. Let's put the pick there. Just leak your hand in here and grab it. Here's that old filter, and shame on me for not changing it sooner. Look at all that. Oh well. They're usually more red. This is like doo-doo brown, and that's my fault for not really staying on top of this. So my fault. Let's throw this under here. Don't need that anymore. So now we get our new one and our O-rings, which one of them, yeah, you can see that. So it goes right here. I guess you don't change those O-rings on this one, on this housing here. It's kind of weird. I guess they're non-serviceable, so be careful with those. Alright, so scratch what I said earlier, my bad. I wasn't paying attention. I was able to grab it in here. You can see there's like a little tooth, but this end goes on the inside. Let's see on the old one here. Yeah, I guess this is more shallow or deeper than the new one. I was able to get in here and the pick was able to grab it. You can see where I grabbed it with the pick. Let's see if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see it. But yeah, it goes in this way. O-ring goes towards the engine, not outward, towards the engine. Sorry. But I'm gonna stick this back in there now and get going. But yeah. Oh well, time to put this in now. Let's see, hopefully you guys can see that. Sorry for doing this at night, guys. I'm not at the place where I usually work on cars. I don't really have a spot now to work on cars, except it's like families' driveways and all that. But hopefully that'll change soon. So let me pull this back. There's a little slot right here. You squeeze it in and then pull this back. Okay. And then squeeze them in there. There you go. should feel it pop in there, but this guy gets annoying. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, like that. Popped in there. And that's it. So now it's in. Now comes the fun part, is getting these back on. So, is this faster than taking out all this crap? I think it might be, to be honest, because you have to fight to get a bolt on the other side. But if you guys want now, you guys can skip the video. Or if you guys want to help me out. So what I'm going to do is just get a couple threads on here, and then just going to start putting them all on. Let me get this bottom one. Bottom bolt fell right here. This stuff really stinks, guys. All right, so tighten this one first, then go on the bottom, tighten that one, like just by hand, and then come up here and tighten this on right here. So you're just doing a star. Even though you probably don't need to do that, but I'm used to doing that. But do as you wish. And that's it. Everything's been put back on as far as that, but now I'll put the battery back together. But before I did the battery, I'm just gonna add the quarts in and be done with it. And then I'll put it back on, start it up, make sure there's no leaks, and then be good. Okay, so I'm all done pouring the new fluid in, and so now all I'm gonna do now is just reinstall the battery. I'm just gonna do it on the video so you guys can just see it. You don't have to. Nah, fuck it.